As you can probably tell, we've been shopping once again, and this time we've got even more bargains. If you remember, we bought 6 packs of petunias not too long ago. They were $2.99 a pack, but if you bought 4 packs, you'd get 4 packs for £10, so an even better deal. Well, yesterday we went back to the garden centre and now they're doing these different packs. Again, these are petunias and they're called double mixed, but you might notice it's quite a good sized pack. 20 individual plants per pack for £5.99. Absolute bargain. We also got some more marigolds and some trailing lobelia. We're going to set up some baskets on that decking because it's now virtually finished. It's been a bit of a wait, but we got there. And apart from these packs of 20 plants being £5.99, when we took them to the checkout, there was also 20% off the total. So, bargain flowers, lots of colour for a summer garden. And before I show you where we're going to put these, we had a massive response in the comments section based on the last video, and that was just how much people are struggling this year. And my heart goes out to people that are in that situation. You're trying so hard, you've waited so long, and then we get governed by the weather. And there's not a lot we can do about that, except just manage. We've lost quite a few plants as well, but on we go. And we'll just resow fresh plants. Somebody did mention spring onions and the fact that they was really struggling. This is Jess, it's the neighbour's cat. Really friendly little cat she is as well, and I'm going to let her go now while I carry on with this video. So getting back to the spring onions, I'll show you just what my situation is concerning those usually very easy to grow plants. Not everything that you do is going to work out for the best, and it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it when the weather is 100% in charge. This is a 6-pack of white Lisbon spring onions that were sowed, and that was quite a while ago. And that is all we've got. There's 7 onions coming up, and we put 10 seeds in each cell, so that is really poor. But I'm not going to get disheartened. What I'm going to do is just sow some fresh seeds. We've noticed that the weather has started to warm up a little bit, and over the weekend it's going to be around 27 degrees. So no matter what's happened regarding your plants, maybe just sow a fresh batch. But it's not only the onions that struggled. If you remember in the last video, we pulled out all the little gems because they basically rotted. We lost the spinach as well. But we have got other things that are doing very well, one in particular, and I'm taking an harvest from that particular plant at the end of this video. So stay tuned to see what we got. Meanwhile, I'm going to take another look at those carrots. Once I get it into my head that they're ready to pull, it's very hard for me to resist. So let's go and take a look, and I might pull a couple up and see the progress. If you get any wind noise on this video, my apologies. There's not a lot I can do about that. We've got a couple of containers of different varieties of carrots. These are called Paris Market, and they're the round carrots. These haven't been in as long as another set that I'll show you in just a while, but I'm going to take one out anyway and see where we're at. That feels like quite a good size one. Let's pull that one out carefully and try not to disturb the others. Well, that is not a bad sized carrot considering they're only supposed to be small round ones. So maybe there is a few more in here that we could pull up and give the others a little bit more room to grow. We have also got some progress on these onions, although not a lot. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Tomatoes in flower, and we have got fruit growing. They are quite far behind though, I must admit. That's the first batch of carrots that we planted, and we've got some that are quite tall. I was concerned about them bolting, if I'm honest with you. That's the last thing we want, because carrots take quite a while to grow. There's one there and it's got quite a thick stem, and when it gets a bit thick I start to worry about them bolting at that stage, so I'm going to take this one out. Once again, try not to disturb any of the others. I'll just twist it and it should come out. And that is what we've got. That is a really good size one. I'm quite pleased with that considering the year that we've had so far. And if I compare it to the one we pulled up previously, you can see that there is quite a difference, because the bigger ones have been in that planter for quite a while longer, but I'm happy with the round ones at that size. Question is, do I take any more? I don't want to get too carried away. I'm going to take one from here, just that one, and then that's it, no more. So there we go with that one. Still not a bad size, not as big as the other, but perfectly usable. And I'm going to leave the rest at that. We've now started getting flowers on those dwarf French beans, which is great to see, because once again they did get a bit of a battering by that wind, and you may hear on video that it's not stopped yet. And there, those tender green ones. So it looks like, if not a lot, we are going to get some more beans. And there, the tomato plants on that side. Once again, fruit growing on them, not a bad size, but we've still got quite the weight yet. So there you go, we have got some success in this container garden. It's not as good as it normally is, and obviously, like I said, that's pretty much all the way across the country, but we are getting something. So for me, I won't give up. And regarding those flowers that we bought, I've decided to put them on this decking to attract pollinators, as well as give us a lot of display, a lovely colour all the way through here. I'll show you where they're going. As you can see, that decking is virtually finished now, which is great. We've had those steps attached and we just need that one side finishing off, which will happen over the next couple of days because the guy is really busy. But I've also attached these to the decking, hanging baskets. We got those from Home Bargains for £2.99, which I thought were a great deal, and then the brackets were £1. So they're what we're going to be putting the flowers in, and I think it's going to look amazing. And as you can see, those baskets that we did previously have now really started to fill out. One thing that you might want to do is make sure you deadhead all your flowers as well. As soon as they start to wilt like that, get rid of them, and that will encourage fresh flowers to come up. And that's a different one, bit of deadheading to do in there as well. So we're looking at it from this side, as you can see, we're going to put 5 hanging baskets on that decking. We've also added this one. Nice colourful display. Once again, a bit of deadheading is always needed. And this is something else that I picked up. We got an extra supply of compost, 3 bags, £15. So for now, plenty to go at. So let's take a look at getting some of these flowers in those baskets. I'm going to use this container to support this basket while we fill it. It just makes it that little bit easier. Just get this chain out of the way, and then we'll start getting this composting. At least doing it this way, if we're getting an overspill, we still manage to save it in this container. So now we're virtually at top. I'm just going to bang it just to settle it down. So for all these baskets, we're going to use mixed petunias and those marigolds. They don't look much at the moment, but they'll fill out. So, as always, loosen those roots. And I'm going to make a good sized hole in centre, or just off centre, because I'm putting 2 marigolds in the centre of each basket. Try and get these in there. Just give them a good push down and fill back in around. And that for a start looks okay. I didn't want to just put a single plant in there. When it comes to the petunias, exactly the same. Ruffle them up. And what I'm going to do with these, because petunias tend to fill baskets out quite a bit, I'm going to put 3 plants in a triangle, and I think that will be enough. So we'll get 1 there, Then I'm going to put another one to this side, and then last we'll have one there. That one's a different colour, so we'll use that one. So a quick, easy job. And although, as I mentioned, they don't look much to start with, you've seen how much them baskets have filled out since we did those. So for me, that is going to be fine. We're going to get lots and lots of flowers now starting to come up in these gaps around this basket. And at a late stage, if we wanted to, we could add something else in there as well. We'll see how they get on as is. Well, it's holding its own. That's his first basket done. I'm not going to show you me making all the baskets up. I don't want you to get bored. But what we'll do is we'll come back to these on the next video, and I'll show you how the entire decking looks all finished. I do have one more thing to show you before we reach the end of this video, and it's an harvest of something different. Take a look. That is its cucumber plant. You probably remember when we looked at it before, we had a couple of good sized ones. This leaf is very damaged, so I'm going to take that away. It's not going to serve any purpose on this plant anymore, and it does create a little bit more light to help ripen your fruit. But this one is a good size, definitely ready to go. So a quick twist, and that is his first cucumber at year. But there's also one behind it as well that's a really good size, so I'm also taking that. So two really good looking cucumbers there, and they won't take long to eat, and because they're small we never get any waste. And we've also got a couple more growing already. So there you go, fruit and flowers. Even though it's been a terrible year, which nobody can deny, we're still getting something, and we're just going to keep trying and trying right till end of season to get as much fresh homegrown produce as we possibly can. So during into the next video, I'll show you just how that decking looks with all those flowers finished and anything else that's come ready for harvest. Anyway, I hope the weather improves in your area and you start to see some results. And if you want to see what else we do in this next video, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.